It felt like we were doing everything wrong. Okay, this is really hard. Slightly worse on this quiz. That still doesn't help the fact that I'm really nervous. That was probably one of the hardest exams I've ever taken. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday, May 28th, and I have my first final of my 4 total assessments for my finals weeks. Rip. So today we have our presentation for our final project. Basically what's happening is we were given a case and we were told to make a presentation based upon that case. Today we're going to present it to 2 physicians and they're going to ask us just, in theory, relevant physiology and anatomy and things like that, but in practice probably just random physiology and anatomy that we should know by now. So that's what's happening today. I just had breakfast. I'm gonna work on some note cards, and then in 1.5 hours I will not look like this garbage can. It's white coat time. This is actually my last time wearing my white coat first year. I don't have anything else to wear for. Kind of anticlimactic, but it's fine. I'm ready for this to be over with, so I'm excited and also very nervous. I had a dream this morning where I slept through the meeting and I had to call and tell them that I was sick. So you can tell how much I'm looking forward to this. But I have about 40 minutes left until the actual meeting starts. So I'm just gonna work on Anki cards until then, and I will update you guys after the meeting and after I take my quiz. So we just finished our presentation. I got changed into comfy clothes. It was really weird. It felt like we were doing everything wrong the whole time, but then at the end they said we did a really good job and we were really organized, so they passed us, which is all I was asking for. In about 15 minutes, I'm going to head into my quiz. I'm just going to get set up for that and then start it. So I'll catch up with you after. Okay, so that was the first quiz that we've had that I actually thought, okay, this is really hard. The questions that have longer question stems and tend to be more about how you would treat something rather than just like a first order, what's the name of this group of disorders, is definitely a little bit more difficult. So that's kind of what I found challenging on that quiz, but I've done really well on all my previous quizzes and we have extra credit opportunities, so I'm not super worried about that one, but it was pretty tough. I'm gonna give myself a break and I guess I'll check back in with you guys when I am working on studying for my other exams. This is gonna be a long vlog, so buckle up. Okay guys, so I took a very short break just to like check my Animal Crossing shops and stuff, and I still have Anki's to finish, so while I eat lunch I'm going to finish up these 70 Anki cards that I have to do. I'm a little bit conflicted and I don't know how to feel about the whole presentation and quiz situation, but I'm trying to focus that energy and use it as motivation to study and get better, and that's just how it goes. So I'm ready to have a relaxing study day. It's Friday. Here's my to-do list. Okay guys, so I haven't updated you in quite a while. It's already 4 p.m. on Friday. That's just because I'm just studying. That's all I'm doing. I feel like it would be pretty boring to just watch countless montages of me doing note cards and studying and just being lame. So what I really wanted to do is update you on how the exams are actually going. But I did something kind of fun. I changed my Anki background, so at least I've done one productive thing today. That's actually a total lie. I've been pretty productive. I got through everything except watching some reviews that it was like a question and answer session where students could ask professors their questions leading up to the exam, and I want to go through those eventually. I just don't really know if I want to do them today. And then another thing that I need to do is go through our OMM lectures on scoliosis because they were kind of confusing. but I'm just really not feeling like it. So I think I'm gonna take a break, but just so you guys know, this is what my weekend is gonna look like, just this. Okay, last thing I wanted to update you on is the fact that we got our grades back for the quiz that we took yesterday. And obviously I don't really think it's very appropriate for me to share my exact grades on the internet, but I did do slightly worse on this quiz than I had been doing previously on the other quizzes, but considering the increase in difficulty, I'm not actually that upset by my grade. The quizzes are designed to be worth less, but are more frequent for that reason. If one is particularly more difficult, then it won't hurt your grade too badly, so I'm not super worried about it, but I just wanted to update you guys. The fact that we felt like that quiz was really difficult did end up reflecting in how I ended up doing, but it's not that big of a deal. At the end of the day, grades like really don't make or break anything in med school. They're not a huge deal, and it makes sense that when you throw yourself into a community where everyone is extremely intelligent and extremely hardworking, you might not be the A+ student that you once were. I think part of medical school is kind of going through that and learning to be okay with whatever you get, whether you do fantastically or whether you do average. At the end of the day, as long as you put in the work, you will be a physician at the end. Hi, okay, I want to jump on here and talk about this really quick because I feel like I was not articulating it in the way that I wanted to when I was filming this clip. And I didn't mean to imply that if you go to medical school, you should expect to be average or expect to not do well just because everyone else around you is really smart. That's not what I mean. Your grades are going to be so multifactorial in medical school. It's going to have a lot to do with your mental health, with the subject that you're studying, and what type of information you're learning, if you're better at it or worse at it than other students. So my main point with this is to just never get down on yourself just because you got a bad grade on something. And I think this applies in both medical school and undergrad and high school and everything. You can always bounce back from a bad grade. It doesn't say anything about you or your personal well-being or how you are as a person or how good of a physician you're going to be one day. At the end of the day, it's just a letter. It's just a grade. It's not going to matter. And if you put in the work and you try your hardest and you do your best, you're going to be a great physician, and that's all that matters. Okay, pep talk time with Ariella is over. We can deal with lower quiz grades. And it's not even that bad. Like, I'm really trying not to be too dramatic. It was not that bad at all. Okay, I'm gonna leave now. Hey guys, so I probably won't vlog very much today, but I wanted to throw a quick little update in here. Whenever we have a quiz and we feel like we need to contest one of the answers to the questions, either it was incorrect or there were multiple answers that could have been correct, we have a discussion board on Blackboard where the person who gave the lecture can respond to us. And it turns out that one of the questions that I answered incorrectly based on the notes was actually correct. So we're gonna get that point back, which is awesome because it bumps me up a letter grade. So I was just being dramatic yesterday. So I'm really happy about that. I'm just gonna continue working and studying for my test on Monday. So I'm just relaxing a little bit this morning, waiting for Nooks to open up so I can buy stuff and then start studying for my test, which is about an hour and a half from now. And I just found this guy, so... Okay everyone, happy June 1st. Today is Monday. I have my cumulative renal and pulmonary exam in about 10 minutes. I'm pretty nervous, but I've been preparing for this exam basically ever since we started learning renal material, so hopefully that pays off. I've done pretty well on all the quizzes up until now, so that still doesn't help the fact that I'm really nervous, but I will check in with you guys after the exam. Let's do it! Okay guys, I just submitted my exam It was pretty long, and I feel like when you have a huge exam like that, it's kind of hard to maintain your motivation to like keep checking these answers. Something that I do is when I am taking a test, I will go through and flag questions that I'm really not sure on or that I'm between two answers. And then once I've finished answering everything, I go back through the exam and I only hit those questions that I flagged, because I have a problem where if I keep going through the information too many times, I will change my answers and I'll end up getting more wrong in the long run because I was indecisive. So I don't let myself look at any questions that I didn't flag initially. So I finished that exam with about 15 minutes left, which is actually pretty decent, but I just couldn't look at it anymore. And like I said, I didn't want to end up changing answers that would have ultimately been right. I'm editing this clip right now actually, and I realized that I never talked about how the exam actually felt. So in terms of the questions, I felt like there were definitely some gimme questions and some first order questions that are going to help boost my grade. But at the same time, there were some more complicated case-based questions, and I get tricked up especially on the respiratory pathogen case-based questions just because there are so many different respiratory viruses and bacteria, and sometimes it can be kind of hard to tease out the important information for each case. In general, I felt like that exam could have been worse, so I'm not too unhappy with how it turned out. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna chill out today. We have another exam coming on Wednesday, so I'll update you guys when something else happens. So I know I have an exam tomorrow, but if you thought that I wasn't going to take advantage of the fact that the dumb purple gorilla moved out of my town, you were wrong. This is kind of unfortunate. I hate when you get good villagers, but they're not the good villagers that you want. Guys, I don't know what to do because I told myself that if I got Bianca, then I would take her, but now that I see her, I think I just don't really like the tigers very much because their weird noses freak me out. You've got to be kidding me. I don't know what to do. No! Ugh! I really don't understand why this keeps happening to me. Finally, okay, don't roast me in the comments. I hate most of the lions, but I literally cannot wait to build Leopold an outdoor library and research area. I love him so much, and when other YouTubers insult him, it makes me angry, and I've been waiting all day for this. It's noon, and I haven't started studying, but it was so worth it for this green-haired lion. This has been a public service announcement. Okay guys, ooh, that was my ankle. So I have spent the entire morning just looking for a new villager on Animal Crossing the day before my exam. Maybe not the best course of action, but it'll be fine. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day just cramming note cards in. Some of my classmates made decks for this exam, so I'm just gonna go through and try and see as many cards as I can possibly see, as well as review some costal mechanics, which just has to do with the way that the ribs move and act in like normal and pathologic conditions. I'm just gonna set up my laptop right back there and I'm gonna get to work because I wasted my entire morning. Oh, by the way, how do you guys feel about the like mauve on white combo? I saw somebody else do it on the internet and I was like, I can do that, but honestly I don't think I'm fashionable enough to pull it off. But these are the Align pants in the color Lunar Rock. They were in the We Made Too Much section a while ago, and I'm really, really glad I got them. I think this like purpley mauvey brown color is very flattering, and it does look nice with white, so it's kind of growing on me. Yeah, this is gonna be my reality for the rest of the day, and then hopefully we can get this OMM exam out of the way in the morning, and then I'm like basically living stress-free for the rest of finals week. A blue jay! Do you see him? Right there. Oh, goodbye. Good morning, guys. So it is Wednesday. I have an OMM exam at 9. It's just after 7 o'clock right now. I kind of ran out of steam yesterday trying to study for this exam just because it's cumulative over the entire year of information, so I felt like studying one day was not really going to help me, and I'd also been working on it over the weekend, so I tried my best. This morning I'm going to go through the practice exam that we had and just go through the questions that I got wrong and figure out why they were wrong. And then after today, I'm pretty much free, quote unquote. I have an exam on Friday. That's my cumulative exam for all of the information that we've learned so far. However, that is only pass fail, so nobody really studies for that one. I have a little routine of watching some dirty medicine or dirty USMLE videos either the day before or the morning of. I usually watch the glycogen and the lysosomal storage diseases because those are really high yield for boards, and it's just like a weird routine superstition that I've gotten myself into. But then another thing that I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start organizing what I'm going to be doing over the summer. So basically my plan is I downloaded the King deck, which is huge, at the recommendation of one of my friends, and I'm going to organize like how much I need to do each day over the summer in terms of like learning out of first aid, pathoma, sketchy, and then how many cards I need to do each day in order to catch up by the time we start second year. And yeah, that's just for my like long-term boards retention studying that I didn't really do a great job of first year. If you're a first year and you're watching this, I would highly recommend looking into some way to start studying, not necessarily for boards, but for long-term retention. I wish I had done it, but med school was just so overwhelming in the beginning that I didn't really know how, so I'm gonna eat breakfast now. Okay guys, that was probably one of the hardest exams I've ever taken, and it was open book. That was really rough. Yeah, I pretty much have nothing to say about that. I'm gonna give myself a 2-hour break and then I will update you guys on what my plan is for the rest of the day, but man, that was not fun. Okay guys, so I know I look like actual garbage right now, but I just wanted to update you on what's going on. I wrote some reviews that we have to do like peer evaluations for one of our classes, so I submitted that, and then now I'm actually working on starting my long-term Anki reviewing, and so this is something that I'm very new to, haven't really figured out. I wish I had done it in the beginning like I talked about earlier, but one of my friends is going to help me kind of figure out what's going on. However, I already started reviewing some of the Zanki cards for renal while I was studying for renal anyway, so I'm going through King, which has Zanki cards in it, and I'm going through the renal cards that I kind of already knew just so that I can get those out of the way and get some reviews out of the way. And I'm hoping to have every topic that we've covered so far done by the time I get back to school. And I think that's going to include using like first aid and sketchy to review those topics while I go through them over the summer. A, so that I build my long-term retention, and B, so that I have something to do over the summer because I have no idea what's happening. So yeah, this is Wednesday. Good morning everyone. Today I went for my run. I made myself a little breakfast. I made almond butter and jelly toast, which is one of the best foods in the whole world if you haven't tried it. Put some cinnamon on top and some like blueberries or banana if you have them. Oh, so good. Basically, I'm going to kind of give myself a little bit of a break here. I'm not studying specifically for this test tomorrow because it's pass-fail and it's designed to see how your long-term retention is and not how well you can do necessarily. That's why the exam is pass-fail. It's something that the school implemented when students said that they didn't feel like they had enough boards preparation throughout their first 2 years. It's tough, but obviously I appreciate the fact that every time I take this exam, because we have one every trimester, I pass, which is good, but I never do as well as I really want to do. So basically, I'm not studying for this exam today because it's a little bit too late to start cramming in the entire semester's worth of material. I'm just gonna try my best, and actually I started working on my Ankis yesterday. So like I said, I went through the King deck and I added up all the cards from the subjects that we already learned in the Zanki portion, because I know the King deck has a lot of different resources that go into it. So I totaled up all those cards and I divided that by the number of days that I have in the summer, and that came out to about 150 cards per day, which I think is very reasonable. I think I can probably do a lot more than 150 cards per day, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm just running through the reviews that I have from the cards that I did yesterday, and then also the additional 150 new ones that I have to do today. Then once I'm done with that, I'll probably just watch a couple dirty medicine videos. They used to be dirty USMLE. I might just tool around on their website and see if I can find anything interesting or things that I know that I am not very good at. I'm not good at a lot of the biochemistry. That's like definitely my weakest subject. So I might watch some of those videos, but I'm just kind of taking today pretty easy, getting relaxed and rested because it was kind of a long week. So yeah, that's my plan for today. I took a nap, which was a mistake. Don't take naps. They never help. You always feel worse afterward. Yeah, so the next thing that I'm going to work on is, I think for my Ankies, I'm going to simultaneously start working on the renal and the biochemistry. I want to get a little bit better at biochem because, like I said before, I'm quite bad at it. So I'm going to start annotating in first aid and just go through the biochem chapter and see if there's anything that I can pick up from that. So I'm going to be working on that throughout, like, obviously the next however long it takes to get through biochem. And then I'm going to continue working on renal, which I had already been working on. So just a little update. Oh my god, it's hot. Good morning, guys. It is Friday, the day of my final exam of first year medical school. My exam is not until 11 o'clock, so until then I'm just gonna work on my normal Anki cards that I have to review and learn today. And then if I have any extra time, I will go through just the first aid biochemistry chapter. I've been going through that. I also watched the Dirty Medicine video on glycogen storage diseases and lysosomal storage diseases, which I highly recommend. They're extremely helpful. They use like funny mnemonics to help you remember which one is which, and I'm not usually a mnemonic person, but I do actually really like that one. So yeah, I'm just gonna bring my Anki cards down here, have breakfast, get ready for the day, and I'm excited for it to be over. Oh, we need coffee. That's that. Yum. Okay, now we can get to work. Alright guys, I'm about to head in. I have the password all typed. I'm not allowed to enter until 10:55, so I'll catch you on the other side. I'm done! Feels good. Okay everyone, I want to finish off today's vlog by talking about what's going on in the world right now, and it feels socially irresponsible to finish off this video without mentioning it, so I'm going to try and be concise and as eloquent as possible. I know that personally, I am never going to know what it feels like to grow up and live in a system that does not value me based on the color of my skin. I know that I am extremely privileged and that I was born into a system that was designed to protect me and to uplift me. And I want that for everyone. I want everyone to have the same opportunities that I have been given. And I recognize that that is largely unrealistic in the current scenario, in the current time. So I just want to say that personally, I will continue to educate myself about my own privilege and about the movement. I strongly support Black Lives Matter. I hope that I can continue to educate myself to be an ally for not only my friends, but my future patients as well. Like I said in the beginning, I have linked in the description some resources where you can donate if you are able, and I will also try to link some resources for things that you can do if you don't have the ability to give money to these organizations. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this vlog, and I will see you in the next video.